We were at the family dinner, everyone talking and laughing. My boyfriend was distracted, telling stories with his friends. And his brother was there, so close and attentive. It wasn't my intention, it just happened. I still remember the smell of the food mixed with the perfume, the lights, the music, family talking loudly. It was one of those noisy, chaotic family dinners where no one really listens to anyone. I was sitting next to my boyfriend, smiling, raising my glass when everyone else did, saying Merry Christmas as if everything was fine. But it wasn't. My boyfriend was distracted. Happy, yes, but distracted. He was telling stories with his friends, exaggerating anecdotes, laughing loudly. I nodded occasionally, but he hadn't really looked at me in a while. Not that night. Not for real. And there he was. His brother. Giving me all his attention. We had always gotten along. From the very first day. Too well, if I'm honest. He had that way of listening that's rare to find. He looked at me when I spoke. He asked questions. Remembered details. Little things my boyfriend had stopped noticing a long time ago. And that night was different. It wasn't love at first sight. It wasn't planned. It was a moment thing. It was a build-up that exploded at the worst possible time. While my boyfriend laughed with the others, his brother handed me a glass. And he started talking to me. Nothing unusual. Or at least that's what I wanted to believe. He smiled at me. Not a flirtatious smile. A calm smile. But knowing. Like we shared something that no one else at that table could see. He asked if I was okay. Just like that. And without thinking, I said yes. I lied. And in that lie, it all began. The dinner went on. Family members got up, went back and forth, music went up and down. I felt increasingly bored, like I was watching the scene from the outside. My boyfriend kept to himself, oblivious to me, oblivious to what was happening just a few feet away. At one point, I got up to go to the kitchen. I needed air. Space. Something. And he came after me. He didn't follow me, obviously. He just appeared. Leaned against the counter, said something about the heat, about how long the night was dragging. The usual stuff. I knew something could happen between us. I knew it clearly. And yet, I didn't leave. I thought about my boyfriend. About the table. About the family. About the date. About everything at stake. And still, I didn't react the way someone faithful should have. It wasn't passion. It was feeling seen. Special. Important. It was that feeling of knowing someone pays attention to you, while the person who should no longer does. When we went back to the dining room, nothing had changed for everyone else. For me, everything was different. I told myself 1,000 times that nothing would happen. That it was just a moment of weakness. That I would forget everything. That at the end of the night, I'd go home and it would all disappear with Christmas. But the truth is, I had already started betraying my boyfriend before the infidelity. I was already doing it in my head, in my thoughts, in the way I felt with my brother-in-law. And while everyone toasted, I realized something that scared me. I didn't know how that night was going to end. I only knew that nothing would ever be the same afterward. Because it wasn't an impulsive decision. It was the consequence of something that had already been broken before. My relationship with my boyfriend didn't break that night. That night just confirmed it. And what came after was only a matter of time. I realized I was no longer fighting against what I felt. I was no longer putting on brakes. I told myself it was just one night, just a fleeting feeling, but deep down I knew I was justifying something I had already decided. Every conversation with my brother-in-law was just a way of drifting away from my boyfriend without him knowing. Today is January 7th. I say it with the date because I realized I can no longer pretend this is just a passing confusion. Today, I have two parallel relationships. A double life. And even if it sounds cold to say it like that, it's exactly what I'm living. On one side, there is my boyfriend. The man I live with. The one I share a home with, routines, expenses, silences. With him, everything looks the same on the outside. We wake up together, have breakfast, talk about things. Work, bills, what we're going to eat later. It looks like a stable relationship. Normal. But inside, I feel nothing anymore. And on the other side, there is my brother-in-law. His brother. The person no one would ever imagine. I don't live with him, I don't make plans, I don't have photos or promises with him. But I have something I had forgotten what it felt like: attention. Presence. Genuine interest. With my boyfriend, I've been invisible for a long time. Not because he's a bad person, but because he got used to me. To my voice, my body, my way of being. Everything became automatic. Predictable. Safe, and empty. With his brother, on the other hand, everything matters. I enjoy every conversation. He listens to me. He asks how I am and waits for the answer. He looks at me when I speak. He treats me like I matter, not like part of the background. No one knows anything. No one suspects a thing. That's the strangest part. At family gatherings, we're normal. Proper. We hide it. Sometimes we don't even make eye contact. I smile, my boyfriend trusts me, the family goes on with their lives. And we have a relationship without anyone knowing. I live with my boyfriend. I sleep in the same bed. I tell him to have a good day when he leaves for work. And as soon as the door closes, my mind shifts. Not always, not every day, but enough to know something is wrong. Sometimes, when he's gone, his brother shows up. Not always in person. Sometimes we just talk on the phone. Sometimes we meet somewhere else. With my brother-in-law, I don't have to pretend. I don't have to act like everything is fine. With him, I can say I'm not okay. That I'm tired. That I feel empty. And he doesn't try to fix me or minimize me. He listens. He cares. He treats me the way I feel a woman should be treated. And yes, I'm aware of how strange all this sounds. I know that from the outside, I'm the villain. But the truth is, I'm not being unfaithful because I'm a bad person. It's because my relationship with my boyfriend has no future. What we had died a long time ago. Now I'm at that point where I have to make a decision. And it's not easy. Because I don't want to hurt my boyfriend. I don't want to break him. I don't want to destroy him with something he's not prepared to hear. He doesn't suspect anything. He loves me in his own way. He trusts me. It's a difficult decision. But I also know that staying means lying to him every day. Taking up a place that no longer feels like mine. Continuing to pretend. And that's not fair either. The hardest thing to accept is this: I'm no longer thinking about how to save my relationship with my boyfriend. I'm thinking about how to end it without hurting him. Because deep down, as much as it hurts to say it, I no longer feel love for him. I feel habit. I feel guilt. I feel responsibility. But not love. When I think about my brother-in-law, on the other hand, I feel something different. It's not just attraction. It's calm. It's the desire to be by his side. It's that feeling of imagining a future. And that scares me a little. Because it wasn't part of the plan. Because I wasn't looking for this. Because it just happened. I still don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know when I'm going to talk. I don't know what words I'll use. I only know I can't keep living like this. That sooner or later, someone is going to get hurt. And that even if I try to be careful, the truth hurts. And now I want to know something, honestly. If you were in my place, what would you do? Would you stay in a relationship where you no longer feel anything just to avoid hurting the other person? Or would you dare to tell the truth, even if that means ending everything? I wonder if it's worse to leave and say it all at once, or to stay and keep lying every day with a fake smile. And tell me something, without judging. Is it really that wrong that I'm in a relationship with my brother-in-law? He's the only person who makes me feel cared for, heard, valued. What should I do?